Hey Capricorn, welcome to your weekly forecast for March 7th through the 13th. This is for Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to connect here and see what messages are coming up for you guys in the week ahead. You might stumble upon this video after the week I'm focusing on. That's just fine. You're going to find these messages whenever you're meant to find these messages, so keep that in mind. And we'll see here what's coming up. Keep in mind it's a general reading. Not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does and leave what doesn't. And let's get right on into it, Capricorn. First card coming up here is the Ace of Cups, Capricorn. I want to give you all a great big hug right now. I want to take all the Cappies and just give you a great big mama hug right now. Okay, my guys. Okay, my dears. I mentioned this in last week's reading. You guys have had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful breakthrough that's starting to come in. You guys had a terrible nightmare of a decade, longer than a decade, because of the cycle with Saturn. I realize it's not completely out of the way just yet. However, the light is coming in. The burden is lifting. Okay? And things are going to start getting easier for Capricorn. I know that you guys have been through hell. I know because you guys are going through a very similar cycle Scorpio had to go through. And I'm a Scorpio. And every single one of my siblings is a Capricorn. I am the only child in my family that is not a Capricorn. I'm the odd one out. And so I know Capricorn very well. I know the struggles Capricorn has been dealing with. And you guys are coming out of it. And the Ace of Cups is a beautiful confirmation of that. Ace of Cups is a happy new beginning. It's a happy new home. It's emotional fulfillment and contentment. It's a burst in creativity. It's just happiness and fulfillment all around. Being truly happy and content and satisfied in your heart. It's a great, big, wonderful feeling. And I'm always really happy when I see the Ace of Cups, because the Ace of Cups always makes me think of turning over a karmic leaf. For me, in my readings, Ace of Cups has a very special meaning. And over the years, I've noticed and I've realized this card usually comes up when you have been going through a terrible karmic cycle and you've been having the same thing happen to you again and again and again. No matter how many times you changed and got new friends, you would end up with the same gossipy, backstabbing, fake kind of friends. No matter how many times you quit your job and got a new job, you would have the same slimy boss or the same unethical work environment. No matter how many times you broke up with a toxic partner and started dating somebody new because you knew you deserved better, you still ended up with a toxic person, right? No matter how many times you changed. The Ace of Cups comes up when that is done. Because you had a moment, Capricorn. You had an epiphany and you said, you know what? I recognize the common denominator here. I recognize what the red flags are. I recognize what the signs are. And life is too short. I am sick of being miserable. I am sick of being taken advantage of. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not holding space for these people or these situations. I refuse. I demand to be happy. I'm going to be happy in my life. And the next time I see this nonsense, I'm going to spot it from a mile away and I'm going to go the other direction. I'm done. I refuse. I'm done, right? Universe says awesome. Wonderful. Capricorn is awake now. Capricorn no longer needs these painful experiences to poke them to wake up. Now that Capricorn is awake, Capricorn is ready to learn through happiness, success, support, accomplishment, creativity, laughter, like all the love, all of the happy, fun ways of learning. You were in the class with the really mean teacher. Now you get to be in the class with the really fun teacher. Now you get to learn through ways that feel good instead of ways that are terribly painful. You're making that karmic shift, and I'm so happy for you guys. You guys really, really, really need this. I know you really need this, and this shift is coming in. Okay, Cappies? you've come a far and long way. You didn't come all this way for nothing. And now we have a happy shift coming in for Capricorn. The next card that's coming up here for you guys. Is the Three of Wands. Talk about Return of the Mac. Here we come. So, Three of Wands can be collaborations, coming together, working together. It could be working on creative endeavors or projects. However, the Three of Wands is the point of no return, where this is the time to move forward with something and see what happens. Three of Wands typically means that there will be a favorable return. But like, this is it. This is the moment. Like, here we go. This is the here we go moment. Everything has led up to this. You've been working up to this. And now here it is. Now it's the time for the launch. Now it's the time to set sail and see what happens. See what pans out. Three of Wands also has an element to it of mental expansion. You can't unsee what you've seen. Your eyes have been opened. There's no going back in the box. You got to move forward. You got to keep going. Some of you are going to feel in the coming weeks, starting from the week of the 7th to the 13th and in through the coming weeks, you're going to feel as if you've outgrown your life. I don't know if any of you have ever had an experience where you got to go back and visit the house you lived in when you were little, or you got to go back to your old classroom and visit your old teacher from when you were very young, and you look around and go, oh my gosh, this place is so small. I remember it being so much bigger. You remember it being so much bigger because you were so small. And now you've outgrown it, and you go back, and it's like, it's funny to you. It's like this weird little world, and it seems so small. And so that's going to be kind of how you're looking around at your surroundings. You're going to be like, I don't belong here anymore. Like, it seems foreign to me, or it seems small, or it seems silly in some way. Things that used to bug you, you're going to look over and be like, this is really insignificant. Why am I giving this my time or my energy? Or, man, I'm ready to do something more challenging. I'm ready to do something more creative. I feel like you're going to look around at your physical environment, and your physical environment just looks like not the place for you. like what am I doing here? I feel like a lot of you are going to be having that kind of moment here with this Three of Wands energy. The next card that's coming up is the Ace of Wands. Oh, lots of fire, Capricorn. You all might also be kind of feeling a little feisty. The red is really jumping out at me. I know there's not a whole lot of red in the Three of Wands and in the Ace of Wands, but I still feel like the red is really jumping out at me. So I do feel that a lot of you Capricorns will be experiencing a clearing and an unblocking in your root chakra. Now, here's the gross news. Sometimes, not always, and I know this because I used to do energy work on people, and for my own experiences, sometimes when your root chakra is unblocking, you will have a lot of physical release from your tummy. Okay, so you might have gas, you might be going to the restroom quite significantly, and like in a significant way, and that might last for a few days. If it's something super uncomfortable and super persistent, and if it doesn't feel right, do go to a doctor, do get it checked out, do make sure that it's not something more serious. If something just really feels off to you, or it feels really out of the ordinary, or if it's like persisting for longer than it should, go and get checked out. No harm in that. But a lot of the times when people are clearing their root chakra, there will be some physical release. It's funny because I used to do energy healing when I had my office in Los Angeles, and sometimes the person would be laying on the table, and I'd start working on the root chakra, and they'd start letting gas go, and they'd be so embarrassed. I'm like, look, this happens. Don't be embarrassed. This happens. Some of you might have that kind of release. So I'm just letting you know, just a heads up. Maybe keep the social calendar light for the next couple of weeks. Maybe no hot dates until that passes or until that clears. But also with the root chakra clearing, other things that you will notice or you'll experience. You will experience sometimes where you feel very like, you know, like there's certain words I can't say on YouTube. And last time I said this, somebody came at me in the comments and they said, all I care about money and all I care about is the monetization. Understand and know this. If the money or the monetization gets cut, YouTube is not going to circulate that video as much. If they can't put ads on my video, they're not going to let people see the video. They're not going to recommend it. So it's not necessarily about the monetization. I don't want the video to like not get circulated. So there's certain words I have to avoid saying. So please understand that and know that. It's not because I'm afraid of anybody or because all I care about is money. It's not, no. I don't want to mess with the circulation or the algorithm. So there's certain words I can't say. But when the root chakra is unblocking, sometimes what happens is you start to have the urge to merge, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Some of you are going to be wanting to be physically intimate, okay? And you might be feeling a little bit more confident in that area of your life. That happens too with the crown, root chakra unblocking. The next card that's coming up here for our Capricorn friends, ooh, is Judgment. So the Judgment can be having to make a big decision. It is a major arcana. Please forgive the glare. I'm sorry about that glare. I am going to be getting my lights very soon. I'll be getting to my storage very soon. I will be traveling soon and I will be getting my recording lights and we won't have this glare situation. So thank you for bearing with me. It is a major arcana card. And so major arcana cards are going to come up anytime that we have a significant defining chapter in our life. So even though I'm reading for the next 7 days, the Judgment card energy is going to be around for a while. And the Judgment card has a lot to do with making really big decisions. Now, I will say this. With the Judgment card, I feel like sometimes we're dealing with a situation where there's some kind of an opposition or somebody is taking us off our path. And we begin to realize that. And for some of you, you've been, like, maybe you're feeling really good, you're feeling really optimistic, you're feeling really happy, and maybe you're trying to get your siblings or your friends or your coworkers or your relatives or your romantic partner to like see this new energy with you, to see what you're seeing, to go to this higher frequency or higher vibration, and you're trying to help them pull out of this toxic thinking or this negativity. For me, the Judgment card says you're going to end up getting pulled in. You're going to end up getting sucked in to their direction if you keep trying to pull them your way. So you might just kind of have to let this person go. You might just kind of have to let this situation go. And so this is something for you to keep in mind and something for you to remember. A lot of the times it's because it's coming to a time for you to answer a calling. The Judgment card makes me think of, if you've ever seen the Never Ending Story, there's the really sad scene where Atreyu is going through the swamp of sadness with his horse, Artax. And the swamp of sadness, the whole thing is that it's a really sad place. And if you let the sadness overcome you, you start sinking in the swamp. Like the swamp starts to swallow you up. So you have to have this mind over matter approach as you're going through the swamp so that the swamp doesn't defeat you or, swallow you up. But his horse starts giving in. And he's telling his horse, like, you can't give up. You can't give up. You have to snap out of this. And the horse, it's very sad. You see the horse sinking. And so it's like that kind of situation with this person. Like, you're telling this person, come on, let's go. Let's get out of the swamp. Look, I can see right just ahead, right? There's that beautiful lake over there. There's that beautiful mountain. Like, we're almost there. And you're trying to pull this person and they're just dragging their feet and they're pulling you down. So some of you have this wonderful blessing coming in, but you're going to have to let go of a person or situation that's really killing your vibe. It's not selfish. It's not mean. It's not being not loyal. It's preserving yourself and not going on some crazy kamikaze mission. You don't need to do that. You don't need to destroy yourself. There's no sense in doing that. This is self-preservation. I also feel that rainbow is really jumping out at me, and it's making me think like how the Reiki teaching is that like all the rainbows are going to come together in a line and like open portals in the sky, or I don't know, whatever. Please don't get mad at me. Please, you guys can tell me about that belief in the comments, and you can correct me about what happens when the rainbow colors come together, or when the chakra powers come together. You guys can tell me what happens. I think it's like a euphoria or something, or like it's like a paradise on earth kind of situation, or we're merging with heaven. I'm not sure, but you all can tell me in the comments. The reason why I'm not too much into Reiki is there's a lot of Aleister Crowley teachings in there, and that's not something I subscribe to. You may, and that's your thing. I'm not going to tell you what to subscribe to, but that is why I personally don't practice Reiki. It's not a path that resonates with me. But I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I just don't like to work with that energy is all I'm saying. But I feel there may be something here with some of you that have been following that Reiki path, where now you're coming into like your own. You're seeing past that, or you're seeing it as like it's giving you an epiphany for a bigger or greater or broader understanding, where you may be bringing in your own modality. You may be seeing something that you feel Reiki is not doing, or Reiki is not providing, and you're like, oh my gosh, like here's the missing piece. Here's what's missing from it. So I do feel like some of you are breaking away from like a traditional, by the book, this is the step, this is how you do it, and you're going into doing it in your own intuitive way. You may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign. Some weeks those might represent with you more than resonate with you more than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you if you click on the link in the description of this video. There's a link to my scheduling page, calendly.com/amethystangelite. There's also a link to watch the love videos for March. If you're looking for love and romance readings, those are available too. Don't forget the daily cards. I've been pulling a card of the day because you guys have been asking me to. So be sure to check out the daily messages as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Hopefully I'll see you in the comments and the card of the day posts as well. Take care and be well, my dears.